I'm used to it. I've had training. That's what can I say? What can I say? You know, most guys fight for their whole career to have a hit in the States. It's kind of like their ultimate end goal. Well, you guys reversed that, and you had it first. And I well remember it. It was such a big hit in the States. You then expanded into Europe rather than into America. Does it ever bother you that you didn't have more hits in America?
Well, we should have gone to America early. I remember when Magic Men was being a big success over in England and in Europe, and massive in America. And there was something, Coca-Cola wanted to sponsor us and take us out there. And we said, well, no, we can't go just yet because we're too busy being big in Europe. And so consequently we didn't go. And I just think that, you know, maybe that was a big mistake. We should have gone early, and it was a big mistake not to buy the representatives of the record company Ferraris at the time, you know. And we were asked to buy them all Ferraris, and we said, well, fuck off, no, we're going to do it the way we did it in England. And so consequently we didn't get any radio play, and drove across America for about 4 years, getting nowhere. So came back to Europe where we were big and enjoyed ourselves.
Completely trivial point here, but the other major act on the Cadet Concept label, which you saw in the film, was Minnie Riperton's group, Rotary Connection. Did you ever hear that record?
No, not at all. I knew that was Marshall Chess's label, and he ripped everybody off, mate. I think he's been really known for that. He ripped us too, I think. But like you said in the documentary, the royalty rates were that low at the time. They were 0.5% or something. So it went pear-shaped from the beginning, as I said.
Yes, great shame. But if you ever can find out the record Aladdin by Rotary Connection, very good. That's Minnie Riperton's group.
So to the bar then.
And so to the bar, but actually so too the audience, because it's your turn to ask questions. I know you never can tell what they're going to say here. So let's see some hands here of somebody who would like to ask a question. Okay. Raise hands, please, if you have a question. If you don't, because if you don't, I'll just keep going for a few minutes. And there is one over there. It doesn't help that the lights aren't up, but there you are. Over here.
I've got a question for Alan. What if you've just watched the whole thing all the way through, cold as it were, after coming back to this after a big break, is there anything where you looked at it just now and you think, I really wish I'd left that in, but I didn't?
No. Someone told me I was a genius in the toilets. That must be right. I'll stick with that, thank you.
I just had a very strange experience because I forgot I was in this. And I've never before gone to a movie and suddenly I'm there and I didn't even realize I was going to be in it. So, but I did love it, of course. There you are. You didn't know you were going to be in it. Well, actually, did he dig up some things that you hadn't remembered?
Yeah. I mean, I've seen the film a couple of times now. I've seen it at home. But I think some of the footage, the early footage, is really fascinating. Meaningless footage. The bit where we're walking along that corridor. Why are we doing that? I mean, why? It makes no sense at all, which makes it really good, I think. Yeah. I've never seen that before.
Now, one thing that should ring home with everybody here is how long the prehistory of Quo is. And of course, in those years, bands did have long prehistories. The Beatles, after all, had 5 years before Love Me Do. Did you find that people thought you were overnight successes?
Yeah, they always do. Plus, when you're younger, as you said, it's a 5-year period from 62 to 60, 68, 69. It seemed forever then. And of course, when you look back, it was quite quick, but you got to do the groundwork. You got to work and get to learn to perform, as it were. People today don't really get to learn to perform anymore. We learn to die on our arse nearly everywhere. So that's good. I'm serious. I think it's good for you to learn to die and to be in front of an audience other than a Q&A after a documentary.
It's that 10,000 hours theory you've probably heard about, which is that everybody needs 10,000 hours before they're great. Even Mozart started when he was 5, but he wasn't great until he put in 10,000 hours. Other questions? Any hands here? Here's one right here.
I just wanted to ask about which Quo album you're most proud of individually.
Okay, the question is, which Quo album? are the members of the group, Alan, this is not for you, I guess, do they feel most pride for? Okay, we'll start down here.
I think the current one.
Well briefed by Simon Porter, ladies and gentlemen.
So for me, Tesla. Tesla, very nice, good program. Yep, absolutely.
Okay. Andy.
I think probably whatever you want.
Why is he bound to say that?
He wrote it.
Okay, that's very good. Bound to say that. That's a good quote. Okay, Francis.
On the level or quid pro quo or false call, I think, mate. Take a pick.
Okay.
Or, for some reason, I always say hello. I think it was very defining sort of turning point now for us, and let people really know what we were about, man. So hello for me. Hello.
Okay, next question. And we have one right here.
Due deference to the guys who are in the band now, will the Frantic Four tour again?
Okay, the question is, with due deference to the men we see before us, will the Frantic Four, presumably we're talking about Alan and John, perform again?
Well, some years ago that would have been impossible. Now it's at least possible, but a lot of things would have to happen first, I think. But it's possible.
Is Christmas one of the things that would have to happen first?
You're in show business, aren't you?
All right, well, you never know. Watch the future years go by on the calendar and we'll find out. Okay, next question, or are there any more questions? Speak now or forever hold your pizza. And this gentleman says...
Well, yeah, I've got a question for Rick. You seem to be in peak condition after your heart bypass still. My cousin has just had heart bypass surgery. He wants to know if you've got any advice for him for his first week of recovery.
Wow, this has turned into an edition of General Hospital. Well, any recommendations?
No, having a heart bypass gives him a week's like.
Okay, we know he's asking for serious medical advice for a heart bypass survivor.
Oh, it's very difficult to say really. What I found when I came round the next day is that I immediately focused on getting back on stage, smoking a fag and having a bottle of wine. Not necessarily in that order. But no, seriously, I focused on, I gave myself 12 weeks to recover. And I thought that was a fair time, and so we put a gig in at Norwich Football Ground 12 weeks later, and so I had something to aim for. And I think it's quite important to be able to see, you know, set yourself a time for getting better. And 3 months I found was about right. Set your sights on something and drink plenty of red wine. It's good for you. It's good for you.
No, it is true. A certain amount of red wine nowadays is considered healthy for you. That's the only thing he ever did that was healthy. Oh yes, here we go. Did anyone have a favorite part of the documentary? I think I'll probably put the most garrulous man on the mic here.
Probably the titles at the end. I thought they were fantastic. I think looking at yourselves peculiar. I don't really enjoy doing that, but I think it was quite a good documentary. Because he's quite good, isn't he, Penny?
I think he is quite good, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give him a round of applause. Yes, one right here.
Can I just say to Ellen, thanks for giving us a great piece of Quo memorabilia.
Okay, thank you, Alan. Okay, next question. And let's see if there's anybody up there. Is that a question up there?
Yes. Well done.
You have to stand up and shout, I'm afraid.
What I'd like to know is, how did you come to the dirge? What made you choose that piece of music for the start of all your shows?
How did you choose the piece of music to start your shows?
The drone, she means.
Drone, sorry, yes.
Yeah, she called it the dirge, but I think...
Williams, I know he's still... Are you there, Pip? I can see your guitar. What's he imagining? We had this idea, you know, we didn't like to start out sort of cold and just go straight into Caroline. So we decided to do this drone, so I put it to Pip, who was producing us at the time. And Pip basically single-handedly put that drone together. I stood and watched him do it on synthesizers and bits and pieces. We had a great day doing it, didn't we? And it's lasted for, God knows, 20 years now. We've had that drone, and nothing can replace it. It's, we will always open with Caroline, no matter how much you love the plane. We have to open with Caroline.
She'll hit you when she sees you.
I'm in trouble.
Okay, over here, the guy who looks like Jimmy Savile. Okay, so please stand up. No, come on. Oh, I didn't mean it. It's just that in half an hour, BBC One is showing Panorama. And yeah, exactly. Okay, next, anyway. You can come back next question. I won't say anything next time. Okay, fine, next time. You gotta remember, I was in the office next to him for 7 years, for heaven's sake. He's on my mind. Okay, anybody else in the back? No? Okay. Oh, one more.
A few years ago, Paul, I met Neil Armstrong, and he didn't really like to talk about landing on the moon, which was a huge disappointment. And I think the second greatest thing that I can remember is Live Aid. And how did it feel, guys, just to open that amazing show? And is that really one of the highlights of your career?
I guess it is one of the highlights, yeah, and I'm really pleased in hindsight now. I'm really pleased that we did it because, as we said in the doc guy there, mate.